What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I want to do a video today. I'm going to talk about cuts to Social Security. Okay, now I posted a video a couple of days ago where I was talking about this danger ahead, and I got a lot of people pushing back and saying that it will never happen. I had people like John post things like this, never will happen, talking about cuts to Social Security. And so today we're gonna talk a little bit more about this because we have to raise the debt ceiling this year, okay, by August, I believe. And I said June before, but it's actually August. And so I want to talk about this because this is where we could see some cuts to Social Security. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification and click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And if you're not getting updated every day, please let me know in the comments below. That way I can let YouTube know that I still have people that are not getting notifications when I post videos. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is raising the debt ceiling. This is going to be a major issue. And you guys remember I talked about this last year. At the end of last year, I hoped that they would have moved forward with the debt ceiling then, but they decided to wait and let the new Congress come in. And now there's going to be a big problem with coming to some type of a resolution to raise the debt ceiling. Raising the debt ceiling just means that you pay your loans. Okay, so we've taken out all these loans, and this is the easiest way to explain it. We've taken out all these loans, and now we need to pay them back. They need to raise the debt ceiling so we'll be able to pay and not default on our loans. And if we default on our loans, obviously that's going to tank our economy, and we could fall into a deep recession. That's why it's very important. And so I was reading this article earlier this morning, and I'm not going to go into all the details of the article, but I just want you to understand that you do have some politicians that are going to use the debt ceiling in order to get some other concessions. And one of those concessions could be social programs, okay? And we've been talking about this for some time now. And so I just don't want you to be shocked when you start seeing this stuff actually happen, okay? And at the end of this video, wait till the end of this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about why it's important for us to be paying attention to this stuff now and not waiting. I'm not doing this to scare you. I'm doing this to let you know that you have politicians out there that want to make cuts to Social Security, and they want to make cuts to Medicare as well. Okay, so let's just look at the headline here. Republican House conservatives threaten debt limit default to cut social programs. And so they're talking about the debt limit default. So that's just what I was just explaining to you as far as the debt ceiling. If they don't raise the debt ceiling, then we'll be in default. And so they want to use this. They want to use this in order to attack some of the social programs. And so let's look at this representative here. And this is Jody Arlington. And this is a Texas Republican, has indicated that raising the retirement age for Social Security and the eligibility age for Medicare would be common sense changes, okay? So, and you might think, well, just raising the age, that's not a cut. That is actually a cut, because if you raise the age when you can collect your full retirement, that means that you're going to collect it for a shorter period of time. So raising it to 70, and that's been the talk. 69 to 70 has been the talk. Right now it's at 66 to 67, depending on when you were born. But this could have a major impact on Social Security. And this can also have a major impact on Medicare, because they're talking about raising the age limit for Medicare as well. So no longer 65, it might be 67 or something like that. And I know the talk is, well, people are living longer, and that's one of the reasons why they're considering doing this. But ultimately, you're still going to receive less in benefit. And we've also heard other politicians talk about this, but now they have something. Republicans actually have something that they can use, the debt ceiling. They can use that, and they can go ahead and get some concessions from the White House, get some concessions from the Senate in order to move forward with the debt ceiling. So they can use this. This is very important. So we're going to be hearing more about this in the future when it comes to the debt ceiling. The House Republicans have already indicated this is what they're going to do to make the cuts that they see fit. And one of those cuts will be Social Security. We're going to be seeing cuts in some of the other areas as well. And they're going to use that debt ceiling. That is their strategy. And so it's going to be very unfortunate for a lot of people. And that's why I let you guys know ahead of time, hey, this is what politicians are talking about. You have a politician that we just talked about right now that wants to raise the age limit. This is not the only politician that wants to raise the age limit for Social Security and Medicare. You have other politicians talking about that as well. This is an opportunity for you to get out and talk to your congressperson, reach out to them and find out how they feel about Social Security. And you can find out, do they want to raise the age limit for Social Security and Medicare? You can find out different things of how they want to move forward when it comes to reforming Social Security, because that's another talk that needs to happen. Social Security needs to be reformed by 2034, 2035. If they don't do that, then we're looking at a situation where it's an automatic cut of 23% because the trust fund will run out of money. And so these are things that need to be addressed. These are things that politicians need to start talking about. And the debt ceiling is going to be a real attack on Social Security and other programs. So this is something I know that it's frustrating. I know that it is scary when you start talking about cuts. And they're saying if there's no Social Security reform and we go ahead and let the trust fund run out of money, that's going to be on average about a $420 cut to Social Security benefits. That's a much larger cut than the increase that you just saw, the 8.7%. You're looking at a 23% cut if nothing is done when it comes to Social Security. So, and when I say nothing is done, I mean they don't reform Social Security, which needs to happen. And so this is something that we're going to have to really focus on and take a look at. You are going to hear politicians that are going to say, this is how we're going to reform Social Security. We are going to raise the age limit and things like that. But they don't want to address the elephant in the room, the payroll tax, that money. If you increase that tax, then that would help Social Security as well. There are other ways to do it. You don't just have to raise the age limit. And then when does that start? Does it start immediately? Does it start 5 years from now? Could you be one of those people that are not retired yet, but looking forward to retirement and have to wait a couple more years because of the changes that would be made? And so I just want to put this information out there. Like I said, and I'm going to say it again, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to let you see that this is what politicians are talking about. And the only way to combat against this, because these politicians should be representing you, is to get out there and let them know that this is not appropriate. As well as we know we have a new speaker now in the House, we don't know the concessions that he made when it came to getting his speakership. He could have made some concessions that we're going to be finding out about, hopefully, in the next couple of days. But he could have made some concessions to make cuts already to Social Security and other programs. We've heard that there was a cut to the military spending. So we don't know if there's some cuts to some of the other agencies as well. And like I said, we'll find out more information later this week. But we will be seeing some attempts to make changes to a lot of these different programs that are out there, because Republicans have an opportunity to get in there and at least threaten to make changes. Now, we do have the House and the Senate, so they do have to work back and forth because the House can pass something, but the Senate doesn't have to pass it. But if you're holding something hostage like a debt ceiling, that's when politicians have to move, and they're going to have to negotiate something down, and it could be a situation where we see programs cut as a result of that. I want to know what you guys think about this, so let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.